The following stories are inspired by documented paranormal encounters. Some locations and identities may have been changed to protect the people involved. These stories may be disturbing for younger audiences, and listener discretion is advised. This podcast is based on true events.
Hi, I'm Dalia, she, they.
Hi, I'm Brandon, he, him.
Hey, I'm B, she, they.
And this podcast is based on true events.
We did it!
Yay! We've been doing it.
Well, okay, but listen, last episode was a little fucked up.
Sorry.
Someone went a little too fast.
But this
No, that was the
time,
episode before that.
This time it was perfect.
That porridge
It's
is
'cause he
too
was
hot.
doing, like,
That
a little
porridge is
hand
too
thing.
cold. This porridge is just right.
Uh-huh.
He was doing a hand thing while he was doing it, so I started doing the hand thing, so we were both just kind of like,
Autism!
vibe check, how are we?
Chilling.
I'm good. I'm about the same. I just lubricated my lips with some chapstick.
Brandon, please.
Not a good enough reason to say lubricated,
I disagree.
especially in the presence of that one.
That one, the creature.
The creature.
Now they have the ears to actually
The
go along with
insect.
it.
Anyways,
What about you, B?
I'm cool. My back's starting to hurt a little bit, but otherwise I'm good. I'm
Put a
chilling.
blankie or a pillow behind your back.
I do have a pillow behind my back.
Oh, dear, my bad. That's
I feel fine. I'm about the same with my nose. I think I started getting stuffed up a bit the last episode during my story. I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but I sure did. But yeah, otherwise good. To continue my thought, Dalia, what about you?
I'm good. I kind of want some ice cream.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a big ice cream girl. You love ice cream.
I've been told a couple times that
That nobody loves ice cream as much as you do. Yes.
Yes, that.
Mhm.
Thank you for putting that into words.
Well, I've been
told.
told that by someone who's probably told you that. So
Quentin.
yeah, Quentin.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I like ice cream. I prefer soft serve though.
I do. That's exactly what I want. I want to go to the cone and I want to get raspberry or strawberry soft serve.
I'm once again craving just a simple dipped cone and chocolate shell.
You didn't get that last
I
time.
didn't get that when we got Dairy Queen because
They had a two
they
for
had
six.
they had a two for $6 deal on little cupcakes. Why would I miss out on that?
How could I refuse?
How could I miss out on that? You know.
Yeah.
Nobody got that reference except for me. Okay.
What was the reference?
You wouldn't get it.
Then why would you think I would get it?
Hey, leave a comment below if you got my "How Could I Refuse" reference.
It was a reference to when she said, "How can I refuse?" a couple episodes ago.
No, it's a reference to a Barbie movie.
See, you could have just said that. You didn't have to be like, "Hey, you won't get it, plebeian."
Do you watch Barbie movies?
You don't know that. You don't know that I don't.
I do know you don't, because last time I watched one, we had a discussion about it.
Yeah, you're right. I don't watch Barbie movies. I have seen the Nutcracker one though now.
Yeah, because
You
of
watched
me.
it, yeah.
Swan Lake is my favorite Barbie movie.
That's a good one. I like Princess and the Pauper.
Was it Nutcracker? Is that the reference?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I
Princess
tried.
and the Pauper is the reference,
Oh,
actually.
I see.
It's Preminger. It's his name. He's the villain.
Women propager.
Basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, story time.
Story time!
Story time.
Let's go!
So this is another story that I actually really enjoyed watching, or like listening to. I think it's really interesting. I think you guys will enjoy it too. However, there has to be another trigger warning for this one for mentions of suicide once again. So just be prepared for that if you're extra sensitive to it. It's in there. Once again, no details. Usually never is. So the witch trials of the past are a bloody stain on the history of every country that was scared enough or gullible enough to allow them to go on. While here in the States, we tend to focus on the witch trials that took place in Salem Village, now Danvers, Massachusetts. Our witch trials were greatly influenced by those that took place in England in the 15th to the 18th century. During that time in England, an estimated 500 people were executed for supposed witchcraft, a high majority of which being women, 90% actually.
No way.
No way. And all of them, 100%, being innocent. With all this death It's not hard to imagine the energy of these wrong people has stayed around in one form or another, holding tight to the walls and buildings of their past. As told by the show True Horror, I give you the story of The Cage of St. Osyth. 2004. Vanessa Mitchell works at a job delivering caravans and holiday homes. Do you guys know what a caravan is?
A van?
Kind of like a van.
That cares.
It's a carrying van.
Like a cargo van?
Kind of. It's like, think of an RV that's pulled by another vehicle.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. She's always wanted to move back to her childhood village of St. Osyth. With a lisp, that name is very hard for me to say, so have fun with that for this episode.
Just call it all.
St. Osyth, England.
Awesome.
St. Osyth is a beautiful village with a real connection to the past, so much that it feels like its history is still current in a way. When she first saw the house, it was like tunnel vision for her. Nothing mattered more than owning this house. She felt like she was being called to it, like the house needed her, like the house wanted her. And so, in February of 2004, Vanessa finds herself moving into the house. She wouldn't be moving in alone, however. Vanessa's good friend Nicole had been looking for a place to stay, and Vanessa was all too happy to offer a room. From the moment the two women moved in, they both felt like the house had a certain atmosphere to it. A sort of heavy feeling that would make you feel like you were moving through jelly. And when they weren't exactly scared per se, it was definitely a strange feeling. Of course, as do most places in England, this house had a history. A history that actually warranted a plaque outside of the house. You see, this house had once been a witch's prison. Now, if anything is going to be haunted, I think a place where innocent women accused of witchcraft were once locked up while they awaited either their trial or execution would for sure be haunted. Vanessa didn't really know if it had a reputation for being haunted, though, because, well, she never really asked. But from the very first day she moved in, Vanessa would start experiencing things. A faint sound of a baby crying from a source she couldn't pinpoint. A certain fluttering, fluttering close when she would look up at a window from outside, almost as if someone had just been looking out at her. One morning, as she's working on unpacking some boxes, she stops at the front door to go through the mail that was just delivered. Feeling a chill on the back of her neck, Vanessa turns to see a solid black humanoid shadow standing at the other end of the hallway. She freezes, not knowing what to do about what she's seeing. And before long, the shadow just fades away. It was almost like it just wanted Vanessa to see it, to acknowledge it, to know it's there. Vanessa decides not to tell Nicole about the sighting because, quote, Nicole is hysterical at the best of times. And she really wanted her to move in with her, especially now that she knows she already wasn't alone. One night, the girls are hosting a housewarming party with some friends. This is where they start to learn some lore about the house, through hearsay. The house is formerly known as the Cage of St. Osyth. Some people believe that the cage was cursed by the women who were once imprisoned in the house. Not only imprisoned, but often many of these women would be tortured and beaten in the house as well. A witch accusation was basically a death sentence back in the 1500s. They didn't believe that all the energy wouldn't have left something behind at least. And with the reports that the last couple men who lived in the house had committed suicide, Vanessa's friend Mikey had no clue why you would ever want to live in a house like that. Strange things would continue to happen for the women in the house. At first, it would be a bunch of little things. Objects that they were sure they put in one location would end up in another with no explanation. The sinks would constantly turn on when nobody could have done it. Doors would slam. One time, Nicole noticed that it looked like something was moving underneath a rug. She goes to pull it up and finds what looks like hundreds of maggots littering the floor underneath. While they would always try to explain it away with a logical explanation, there was no denying the sense of fear that they both felt. Vanessa would often walk into a room and have an unexplainable feeling of terror that something else was in the room with her. Whenever Vanessa would try to tell her friends about her experiences, they would always joke about it being her, quote, imagination. Her imagination. That was until one day, while the friend Mikey was over trying to fix a light bulb for her. Mikey reports being on the ladder and feeling a distinct feeling of something push him on his shoulders. That night, some more of Vanessa's friends came over, and after meeting her in the house, asked, "Hey, what's all that blood over there?" Sure enough, when Vanessa checked the hallway, there was very clear blood spatter on the walls and the floor that hadn't been there earlier. When nobody could find a rational explanation, they started taking Vanessa's claims a little bit more seriously. Sometime later, Nicole gets an offer for her own place and jumps on it, leaving Vanessa alone in the house, full-time for the first time since the move. Vanessa quickly started to dread the time after getting off work when she had to go back to the empty house. There was no longer anyone there for backup or reassurance or to ask, "Hey, did you see that thing fly across the room?" It's always more scary when you're on your own. One morning, as Vanessa got dressed for work, she thinks she hears the sound of a footsteps outside of her bedroom door. She opens it, but finds nobody there. From the room behind her, she thinks she feels something, and turns once again to find nobody. Well, turning back to her open bedroom door, she utters a gasp at the sight of a woman standing there. The woman had gray, cracked skin and wore dirty, stained clothing. She had long, unkempt hair, and over top her eyes sat a blindfold. Just as soon as the woman appeared, she vanished, right in front of Vanessa's eyes. Vanessa says that rather than being afraid of the woman, she felt absolutely fascinated by her. Could this have been one of the imprisoned women here, women imprisoned here for witchcraft? Not long after, Vanessa started having to go to the doctors for an illness that they couldn't seem to pinpoint. After a couple different medicines hadn't worked, the doctors sent her in for an ultrasound, and Vanessa found out that she was 4.5 months pregnant. She said that her first thought wasn't about having to be a single mom, but about how she could keep her baby safe from the house. She said up until then, she had just been doing her best to not think about it at all. She didn't want to think about how she was living with a woman or multiple women who were executed as a witch. She didn't want to think about how she was living with a jailer that used to beat and torture them all. She didn't want to know about it. And she decided it was time to call a priest. When the local vicar came in and performed a blessing on the house, Vanessa found out even more about the home's background. The cage, as it turns out, was infamous for the imprisonment of Ursula Kemp, a local healer and wet nurse accused of putting a curse on a former client and her baby, resulting in the baby's death. This, of course, was nothing more than callous words of the grieving mother of a deceased child lashing out in any way that she could. But these words were Ursula's death sentence given the time, and in the end, she, along with 2 others, were put to death because of these claims. Back in the present day, the vicar finished the blessing, wished Vanessa the best of luck, and then went on his merry way. Vanessa hoped that this would be enough to rid the spirits of her home, but she would find that she was sadly mistaken. One day, as Vanessa was finishing scrubbing down the bathtub, and she was suddenly hit with the sensation of being shoved backwards hard and goes sprawling into the floor outside the bathroom, like onto it outside the bathroom. So, not only did the blessing not work, but now she knows that these spirits in the house can hurt her physically. Vanessa started feeling more and more alone in the situation. Her parents, while admitting that there was no reason for Vanessa to lie to them, told her flat out that they didn't believe the things that she was claiming to experience in the house, solely based on, quote, "We don't believe in that stuff." And while her friends were happy to come around in the beginning, the more they started to feel the energy in the house or experience things in the house for themselves, the less they were keen on visiting again. So she found herself alone and pregnant, trapped in the house she once wanted more than anything. And while she didn't even know how to deal with it herself, she kept thinking just how she could make the house safe for her upcoming baby. December 2007. Vanessa's first few months of motherhood feel tainted by the house, with her friends saying that it didn't seem like she was able to properly bond with her newborn because of it. One day, as she was trying to soothe the crying child in the nursery, the knob of the closed door starts to rattle. Vanessa looks at it, waiting for something to happen, and she wouldn't have to wait long. It then started to rattle continuously, so at first it was just a quick one-off. But it started to rattle continuously as if somebody was desperately attempting to open the door. Vanessa yells, "Leave us alone," as she scoops up her son and starts to shrink away into the corner. And suddenly, the rattling just stops. As Vanessa watches, the knob slowly turns, and the door creaks open. All she can think is, it's gonna come in. It's gonna come in. But the door stopped about a quarter of the way open, revealing nobody on the outside. Vanessa is absolutely terrified of the house at this point and starts to venture out of her room less and less. She kept a bedpan under her bed so that she wouldn't need to go to the bathroom. All the things that her newborn son Jesse would need, like his crib and his bouncer, they were there, sandwich supplies so that she never had to go into the kitchen to cook anything. She also starts leaving the lights and the TV on overnight so that she never had to be in the quiet or in the dark. She'd still venture out to work and get Jesse to daycare, but once in that house, it was straight to her room. It was all starting to really wear on her. One morning, she wakes up to the sound of Jesse cooing in the bed next to her, but something is wrong. She also thinks she can make out some indistinct whispering just under the baby's noises. She lays there for a moment, trying to pick up on any words, trying to hear what they were saying, when suddenly, the atmosphere in the room changes drastically. Jesse starts to cry and Vanessa bolts up in bed. She can see nobody else in the room with them, but she can feel something. Something malevolent, something evil. She scoops up Jesse and backs up into a corner of the room, waiting for something to show itself, but it never did. The constant stress and anxiety in the house starts to become too much for Vanessa, and she becomes more and more depressed. She starts sleepwalking, waking up every night crying her eyes out on the landing of the stairs. As soon as she realized where she was, she would scramble to get back up to her room. One day, as she's getting Jesse into his carrier in the living room, she hears something coming from upstairs. It was the sound of a baby crying. She looks at Jesse for a moment as if hoping against hope that it was really coming from him, but no. Jesse was cooing happily. Vanessa stands and makes her way to the stairs, glancing back at Jesse to reassure herself that he'll be fine on his own for just a moment. She starts to climb the stairs towards the noise. It was definitely coming from the second floor. Tentatively, she starts to climb towards the top when she suddenly hears the sharp sound of a baby cry from downstairs now. Jesse. She rushes back down to her baby, but was shocked to find his carrier not where she had left it in the living room. She starts frantically looking around the first floor, eventually finding Jesse in his carrier on the stoop right outside the front door. Vanessa's friends and family start to notice an extreme downturn in her mental health, worrying at some points that she was teetering on the edge of being suicidal. And Vanessa thinks that that's exactly what the house wanted, recounting how many times she could actually hear voices whispering to her to kill herself on repeat. While she was mostly isolated, living in her bedroom, there was a time she can recall where she had to venture into a different room of the house to do some ironing. The ironing board was too big to fit in the room with everything else, and was instead set up downstairs in the, quote, prison room of the house. Against her usual actions, she leaves Jesse on his cot in the bedroom while she goes down to do the ironing. She thinks, it's only a couple things, take like 10 minutes tops, he'll be fine. As she's finishing up on the first article of clothing though, she turns and freezes as she sees one of Jesse's toy cars roll across the floor on its own towards her. Before she can react to it, however, she hears Jesse start wailing from upstairs and rushes into action. As she starts up the turn in the stairs, she stops in her tracks as she sees a man standing right outside of her bedroom door. The man slowly turns his head to look at her before walking through the closed bedroom door. Vanessa rushes up the rest of the stairs and finds the door locked from the inside. She screams and cries out as she shakes and kicks the door, eventually breaking it open to find nobody but the crying Jesse in the room. She scoops him up and turns to close her bedroom door back, but as she does, she catches a glimpse of the man she had just seen and the woman she had seen from before looking at her from across the hallway. The woman's mouth was opened unnaturally wide in a silent scream. She stands with her back to the door the closed door for a moment to gather herself. She has had enough. Fuck the mortgage and fuck this house. She throws open her bedroom door but no longer sees the apparitions of the man and the woman. She stands there at the top of the stairs for a moment, waiting for something to happen. And then, as if to say, "Go!" she hears glass shattering from somewhere nearby and leaps into action, rushing down the stairs, through the door, or through the house, and out the front door. 9 years later, in 2017, Vanessa is now in a safe, modern brick bungalow with 9-year-old Jesse and a partner with a new little one. Despite family telling her that she should sell the cage, believing it would be a drain on her emotionally, Vanessa still owned that old witch's prison, believing that it came into her possession for a reason until early in 2025, when it was purchased by paranormal investigators Amy Wayne and Jared Cutting. The new owners are actively renovating the property and still report ongoing paranormal activity to this day.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
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 That's insane.
Yeah. That story gets pretty intense, like towards after the second half. Like up until the point she becomes alone. Like I can't imagine feeling trapped in your own house like that.
Yeah.
Like
down to using a bedpan. Like
down to using a bedpan.
Yeah.
That would take a lot for me to actually do.
Mm-hmm.
Which just kind of really shows how bad it was. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What are your guys' thoughts on this? Because there's a lot.
It's a lot. I'm just glad they're safe now.
Mm-hmm.
You know. I was thinking the first time that she left Jesse alone and he was she found him on the stoop outside.
Yeah.
After that baby, I don't know if I'd be okay with him leaving my sight.
No, for real.
Let alone me going to a different floor of the house for 10
No, for real. The
minutes,
second time she left, it was in the story, it wasn't too much after. I'm sure some time had elapsed, but all I could think was, what are you doing? You literally just had an event where your baby moved places in his carrier. Why are you leaving him alone ever at this point? You know?
But then again,
It's difficult when
No, I can
when
imagine.
you have a newborn, especially that being her only child and she's by herself. That alone is really hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you add everything on top of it, I probably would have just done the same thing. It's been quiet, 10 minutes. I need to do some ironing. Let me just run down real quick. I don't have to. The baby's calm. He's cool. Let me, pshum.
Especially when you're under that much stress, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that you crave that moment of silence only to be proven, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You don't have the right to do that in your own house. That's I hate that.
I almost wonder if she thought that the baby was safer in the room than down.
That's what I'm thinking
in the
too.
other thing
Yeah.
too,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
All right. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this one before we go to pictures?
Nope.
All right. Well, then I am going to send you our normal little things to them. So this first one is, in fact, Vanessa Mitchell. Hold on, wait. Where is our group chat? Where did it run off to? No, really. Where is it? There it is. For some reason, it moved all the way down the list. Anyway, so this is Vanessa Mitchell. Yeah, that's her. These next couple, this next one is a front view of the house known as the Cage of St. Osyth. And we also have, I couldn't fit these two into a split picture like I usually do because of how they cover the photo. But so this is going to be a separate one. So this next one is a side view because it looks small in that first one, right? But then you look at the side and it turns out it's long.
Oh.
It's a long house.
That is very long.
Mm-hmm. And one more picture of the house, but this is how it was before the renovation. So this is more close to how it was when it was being used as an actual witch's prison. This is what it looked like.
Oh.
So as you can see from the pictures before, it was built on top of that brick structure a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Which damn. This next one isn't exactly of the house. It's of the plaque that is affixed to the house outside. It reads, "The Cage, Medieval Prison. St. Osyth resident Ursula Kemp was imprisoned here before being hanged as a witch in 1582. It was last used in 1908. Which, that feels too recent.
Yeah.
We always like to think of these witch trials as, any witch trials as something that's oh, that was so far back. That was back in Pilgrim days. But 1908? is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's like not...
It's like great-grandmother age.
Yeah. That's like not that much farther over 1,000 years ago. Which, like, 1,000 is a lot. No, 100 years ago. What am I talking about? 19 to 2000. Yeah, that's 100 years.
Yeah, that's we were born in the same century that was last used.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's nuts.
So, this next picture it has a little bit of a backstory to it. And both of you are familiar with the YouTube show Nuke's Top 5. Is, for those of you who don't know, Nuke's Top 5 is a YouTube channel. They do like every video is like different, allegedly true, like paranormal videos that get sent in or that he finds. He does really well at being like partial to them or impartial to them. So like he's always like, I don't know what this is. This looks real to me. He always seems to try to check to his credibility. So this was actually featured on that. I remember this, and you guys may too. So this picture is a still from a video that was taken during a ghost hunt at the place, right? And in the video, this woman's face starts to transform and look like a not traditional, but what we would think is a witch's face, right? Like a character of it. So I'm sending that now of what like the in transformation was. It's the girl on the right that you can see the face of. So that is
I do remember that.
Yeah, this is not what her face looked like before, like in the video before this happened.
I remember this one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. I've never seen his videos.
You know Nuke's Top 5. Yes, you have. We've watched them together.
No, well.
We've watched them together multiple times. Do you remember before me and Dalia got together, you would hang out at our place and I would sit down and put on ghost videos?
Yes.
That's Nuke's Top 5.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all that is.
Okay.
So adamant. Like, no, I have not. I literally have watched them with you. But I don't know what to tell you.
They're just ghost videos.
We might have watched them, but I still don't know who it is.
That's fair. No, but so that in the picture, that was featured on there, but this is from the house that we were talking about, where on camera, this lady's face just kind of transformed almost.
Damn.
And then this last picture is of the new owners, Amy and Jared, I believe. They're a couple from Australia, and I believe she has a page called Amy's Crypt on Facebook and stuff that I recently followed. It seems pretty cool, but they are the new owners of the house. They're the ones who bought the house early last year. Which, like, I'm glad. I hope Vanessa can finally rest now that it's out of her hands. Because I like her family, I can only imagine how emotionally draining that could be to hold on to something like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Even financially, like, to be able to do that, like, still have to pay that mortgage on a house that you will never set foot in again. Or that you don't want to, you know? Mm-hmm. All right, what do you guys think of that one? B, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You seem a little odd right now.
I'm good. I'm just here.
Okay.
Being an oddball.
Well, maybe it's the ears. Maybe it's the moth ears. Well, yeah. Any more thoughts on that story? Because that's all I got today. No? Okay. Head shakes all around. Then Dalia, you are up next.
Okay, so for this episode, I have 2 stories. They are by the same user on yourghoststories.com.
Sure. These
allegedly true encounters are different from one another, so unfortunately I couldn't just smoosh them together, you know.
Right.
So today, for the first encounter, we are getting a first-person encounter of an old Texas legend.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. So let's get into it.
Texas!
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is called the Anson Light.
Okay.
It's by 22Aya. She posted this on November 2nd, 2010. Country of origin, United States. In the state, I bet you can guess it.
Is it Ohio again?
It's Texas. I just
Oh my God.
Legend.
I don't know what I'm thinking. What the hell am I? I bet you can guess it. Is it Ohio? After saying, this is from Texas. I said Texas. I did it. I'm just going to shut up. It's your turn. Go ahead.
The paranormal category is orbs, lights, and mists. Mystices. Hey everyone, I'm new to this site, and this is my first posting of a story. Like it says on my profile page, I've had many experiences, and this is just one of many. Maybe one day I will publish them all. However, this is the mildest encounter I've ever had. Hope you enjoy. It was a Friday night, and my friend Bob, name has been changed, and I were really excited to go somewhere. Anything to get off base. It was our first free weekend in a while, I think, and our excitement to get away was really peaked. It was my first time in Texas, but Bob had lived there his whole life. While we were trying to decide what to do, Bob suggested that we go to see the Anson ghost lights, about 2 hours away or so. I was a little hesitant at first, but after thinking about it, it sounded like a really fun idea. After all, what else could we do in a small town that we hadn't already done? And going farther away sounded really exciting. So we called up some of our friends and invited them to come along with us. The drive was long but nice, as we got to witness the explosion of the sunset over the distant horizon before everything became enveloped in black night. I was used to seeing the city, so to see everything totally encased in darkness was really intriguing. No city lights. For 2 hours we played the local country radio stations and sometimes sang along, just having a good time. Then finally we reached Anson, and Bob drove us to the infamous country road that would lead us to our destination. Before we turned right onto the road, I immediately noticed the old-style cemetery adjacent to it. The radio had been blazing country tunes, but the second we turned right onto the road next to the cemetery, the radio suddenly quit and turned to loud, annoying static. I guess spirits don't really like country music, huh? About half a mile or so down the lonely road, we reached an intersection, and that's where Bob turned his car around so that we could face the cemetery. He explained to us a previous experience he'd had there, but also said that it didn't always happen. Bob hoped it would happen this time for us. He explained that in order to call the spirit, you need to kill your engine and flash your headlights 3 times. We did, and then we waited. The night was lonely. The wind was gently blowing in the grass. We waited and grew impatient. Bob flashed his lights 3 more times. Suddenly, we heard something bang on the side of the car. All our windows were up, and we peered through them, searching for the source of the sound. It happened again, this time I think on the hood. Off in the distance, we saw a faint, flickering light appear far away down the road. We immediately dismissed it as a porch light or something. And kept searching. But I kept watching the light. I watched as it flickered and moved snakingly down the road, but very slowly. As it got closer, the light grew brighter and brighter. So bright, in fact, that we thought a motorcycle or car or something was coming at us. It was only 200 meters away. Then it stopped, hovering there. Then it slowly retreated back down the road and grew into merely a faint flickering light again. Curious, Bob flashed his lights 3 more times to see what would happen. Again, after a few minutes, the light slowly approached the car. It stopped in the middle of the road between us and the cemetery, just flickering there. Then Bob turned on the engine and suddenly sped fast towards the light. Yet the light quickly sped down the road before we could reach it and disappeared into the cemetery. That was a fun, exciting night. I welcome anyone to comment on this, and I'm really interested if anyone has ever experienced this phenomenon for themselves. Bob explained that the ghost light is the lantern a mother used to find her lost son, but who really knows? Anyway, thanks for reading. Maybe I might post my other experiences, as this one is the mildest. For those of you who do not know, and this is me talking here.
Sure.
The Anson light is a famous Texas legend, or infamous really, often described as a hovering, bobbing light seen on a dirt road near a cemetery just outside of Anson, Texas. According to local lore, they suspect that the light is a lantern held by a mother who had been searching for her children that had perished in a blizzard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every small town has stories like this. Like, I know for sure where we grew up, we had one of many crybaby bridges in the U.S., like near where we went to school.
Yeah.
We had Hogwoman's Road.
What the hell is that?
I didn't even live in a small town. It was a little bit ways away. But basically, there would be a woman there, like, basically looking like she needed help or something. If you stopped the car, she turned around, she had the face of a hog, and she would kill you.
Ooh, that's odd.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Ours was more of like a traditional crybaby bridge where you would park on the bridge itself, which is dangerous, by the way, especially if you're doing it at night, because nobody can see you. They have lights. It's around a corner, so anybody can come up. But if you turn off your engine and everything, apparently you can hear a baby crying, like from under the bridge and stuff. So that's creepy. I have had experiences at that bridge, but that's a story for a completely different time. No, yeah, that's fascinating. I don't think I've ever seen like ghost lights like that before. But you said the ghost light, and I thought of that like Mater Cars short thing. You know what I'm talking about, B?
Yeah.
The ghost light. Well, at least it wasn't the screaming banshee. The screaming what?
Oh dear.
Yeah. Have you not seen that?
You know I hate cars.
Ah, that's right.
That's like Cassie's favorite fucking franchise.
You're the odd one. You're the odd one out here. Cars is a great franchise, unfortunately. I can't say it extends to the Planes movie that they made, but like Cars itself, at the very least the first one and stuff, it's pretty good actually.
I would give it another shot, but
when did you watch Cars at a time in your life to where you hated it so much?
Years ago. I think it's like a mixture of just like one, it being vehicles, and two, like Rascal Flatts actually. Like,
have you
really?
watched any of the other ones?
I've seen the first two, I think.
Watch the third.
I don't even think I've seen the third.
I gotta rewatch the first and second one.
It's like, you don't like the first two, watch the third. That one's the perfect one. Like,
I am willing to try again. However,
no, really, because the third one, Lightning McQueen is just being roasted for being old the whole time.
Really?
He's not actually old. I mean, it's like
right.
He's like what, 5 years into his racing career?
Because it's a car, yeah.
But yeah, it's funny.
So Cars Marathon is what I'm hearing, unfortunately.
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
But
watch party.
Mater and the Ghost Light, they used to do little Mater's Tall Tale shorts, which those were funny as hell.
They're on Disney Plus still.
The Tall Tales?
Yep.
Good. I might have to check them out because like actually no, we don't have Disney Plus anymore. That's right.
Mm-hmm. I do. I can give you all my login if you want to watch them.
Cool. No, yeah, we don't have it because money right now.
Yeah.
It's like, and it just keeps going up. And we don't watch it enough to warrant keeping it when it keeps going up like that.
Yeah.
But no, Mater and the Ghost Light. It's just a funny little skit, but they'd do Mater's Tall Tales where he would like have this crazy story that he'd be telling Lightning McQueen, right? And they go, "Don't you remember McQueen? You were there too." And all of a sudden McQueen was in there and experiencing everything that was going on. And it's really funny. Yeah, the fact that you don't like cars is wild to me. I don't think I've ever met somebody who just despises cars like you do.
Now what I need you to do is when you watch Cars, every time you see Mater, just think of me, and you'll love it.
No, yeah, it's basically the same person.
That's it, yeah.
Larry the Cable Guy.
Mater, but without the toe.
Larry the Cable Guy sounding ass.
Oh, no, not toe. Tuh Mater, but without the tuh. Tomato?
Yeah.
Yeah. My name's Mater. Like Tuh Mater, but without the tuh.
That's what he's meaning.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I told you. Watch it again. But when you look at Mater, think of me.
I was thinking like a tow truck.
I thought his name was Tow Mater the entire time. So many people think his name is Tow Mater because of that. I get it now, but
Tuh Mater, like
no, I get it. Yep. It makes so much sense.
Are we ready for my photo?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a cool story though. It's a nice little encounter story.
So this is from let me pull it up here. This is from Texas Monthly. It's actually a little snippet of an article called "The Seeing the Light" by Brian D. Sweeney. He did a article on the Anson lights, and if you zoom into the art there's a vehicle with the headlights on, and then you see the glowing light in the distance there.
Right, yeah. Okay, that's neat.
Actually, you can access this article online, too. I almost just shared the article straight up. But it was very long and very wordy for...
Right. Were you able to find a picture of the ghost light?
No.
I found one.
Well, yes, but I not for this though.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, there's actual ones.
No, it just looks like a light.
Yeah, that's why I basically didn't really care.
That's fair, yeah. Yeah. And then the first thing you look up when you look up Anson ghost lights is an article on experimentaltheology.blogspot.com. Anson light busted. Like I'm sure there's a explanation for it, but it's still neat that we have phenomena that, even if it can't be explained, that we have phenomena that produces these creepy looking lights and stuff. You know,
these shared experiences.
Like, no, yeah, for sure.
What do you got oh, sorry.
You have a second story.
Oh, I do have a second story.
Damn. All right.
Damn. Sorry about that.
No, you're okay. Just hit us with it.
I'm eepy.
I can tell.
All right. It literally says, stop here. Second story next. And it says story 2.
You gave yourself like capital letter bolded and still was like, all right, B's turn.
Yep. Yep. I put that in there so I wouldn't move on to the next story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you know, this next allegedly true encounter is by the same user, right? I've titled this one The Thing. The original title was like The Thing that something. Okay.
Yeah.
This is also obviously by 22A, posted on November 3rd, 2010, and from the country of the United States.
The next day? The last one was November 2nd, 2010.
Probably.
Wow. Okay. Cool. Back-to-back stories.
Dude is having a week for sure. It's like, this was
No, you're good.
I just... The fact that it was the next day.
This one's like a callback to an old one.
Though. Oh, I see.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So did you get the date wrong that he was calling back to then?
No, it's the date posted, babes.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, I see. I see. No, I see where the confusion is.
No, you're good. So the state it was originated from is Idaho for this one. And the paranormal category is non-human entities.
Oh, this one's going to be fun.
So let's get into it. This story happened many, many years ago when I was very young, but the image is still clearly burnt into my memory. I've never forgotten what it looked like, and thinking back on it now, this perhaps was the place where all of my paranormal experiences and belief in ghosts began. First, let me explain a very brief history of the house. I remember being a young child and looking at the house with my parents for the first time as a realtor led us through it. I recall them saying that they were selling it for a cheaper price than all of the surrounding houses because the last owner had died in that house. My first strange experiences began when someone started tickling me at night as I lied in my bed. I'd look around to find no one there, though sometimes in my dreams I'd have a very vivid dreams of a specter-like thing with black eyes, smiling and standing over me as it tickled me. You good?
This is either a nightmare or someone's fantasy, so like...
Well, they're a child, so...
Before you finish the story, I think that if I woke up to that, I would have to be admitted. Because... If I wake up to something tickling me, I'm going to start swinging. But if that something tickling me is something my punches are not connecting with, you're going to have to commit me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because I'm just going to keep swinging.
Yeah.
All right, continue, please.
I do not like being tickled.
Me neither. As he knows.
I can't be tickled, so like...
Liar.
My husband's been knocked unconscious twice tickling me. On accident. I didn't do it on purpose. But
allegedly.
Hey.
Anyway, another night I woke up to the very real sensation of a hand covering my face.
Ooh.
I could even feel its long, skeleton-like fingers wrapping across my cheeks. But when I peered nervously into the dark... Sorry.
B made a biting motion.
I almost accidentally said peed into the darkness as well.
I'm up bad now.
Oh my goodness gracious. But when I peered nervously into the darkness of my room, I didn't really notice anything except the natural shadows of my room. There are other things I remember that happened, but only faintly, because I was so young and distracted most of the time. I won't bother with those here. But the most haunting, chilling memory of all that happened late one night was I was having a hard time sleeping, and I laid in my bed thinking about what I should do. Then I heard noises and bumps coming from the kitchen. My bedroom connected with both the kitchen and the living room, but the door to the kitchen was always kept closed. On just the other side of it, I could hear thuds as it sounded like someone had walked up the stairs from the basement into the kitchen, and they were now doing something in there. I thought I'd even heard something brush up against the slightly move the doorknob to the door separating my room with the kitchen. The door never opened though, and I hid my head underneath the blankets for a minute or so. Eventually, curiosity got the best of me, though, as I heard what sounded like noises proceeding out of the kitchen and into the living room. It's important to add here that from my bedroom I could view the living room and the window that lit up the whole room due to the presence of an old-style lamp outside. Because of this, I could get a full view of the very grotesque creature that walked out of the kitchen and into the living room. I wish I could explain it to you perfectly. Any way I explain it couldn't give the full justice. I swear that what I saw that night is absolutely true and really happened to me. I need to know if other people have seen anything like this, or what people might think this was. It's always bothered me to this day. What is most peculiar and most ugly about this thing that walked straight into our living room was that it was not the shape of a human. Most importantly, its legs were distorted as if it had been severely broken. It walked like a chicken with its knees the other way. It hunched over, and I could see that it had long arms and long fingers that hung down. I was scared out of my mind and hid underneath the blankets, closing my eyes and praying to myself. I've never seen it since that night, but that was many years ago, and it still haunts me to this day. I can't explain what it was, but I'm very curious about what I saw. Maybe a demon? Anyway, thanks for reading. Comments are greatly appreciated.
Ew. Like, we already covered a little bit of it midway. Like, being tickled is being tickled, bad enough. Being tickled while you sleep, worse. Being tickled while you sleep by something that looks like that? Admit me.
Yep.
Somebody sedate me at that point. Like, there's not knees backwards like a chicken, hanging fucking fingers, skeletal fingers wrapped around your face. None of that was fun. None of that sounded like a fun experience whatsoever. Do we have a new cryptid now? The tickler? New cryptid / spirit, the tickler. B's worst nightmare. The comment about the legs is interesting to me. Like, not only walking, but what?
I had to take a picture because I could just feel all the muscles pulling in my face from
to see what you
the
look
tickler.
Like?
So I took a picture.
I see.
Cool.
No, imagine like. No, what was I gonna say? No, yeah. So the legs walking like a chicken. I was also thinking like flamingo like as well, where like the knees are bent backwards. It's so I don't like it. I don't like that. But also the fact that he talked about them looking kind of distorted too. I don't know. None of this seemed good, but like, yikes.
You want to see the photo?
Yes.
Oh, please.
So I did not get this from them. I looked this up on my own, so it's not accurate to what they actually saw.
I was hoping
However,
it'd be more of your Photoshop stuff finally.
No, it is not, unfortunately.
I miss it.
I do too.
This is actually a photo from SCP.
Oh, not SCP.
The SCP Foundation!
Yeah.
And this is Chicken Man.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy.
I don't even... Nope. Oh, it's burned in my retina.
Have you never seen that before?
No.
You haven't? No, it's very famous for being a meme where, like, the caption is, "You may smack it once."
Christ.
No, it's not a good look, though. Yikes. Also, you're an artist. You could have drew it, too. That'd been fun.
Yeah, but I haven't had the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I have other projects I'm working on.
There's a time element for that.
I could draw a lot of things.
That's fair.
But do I have the time or energy, or do I want to? That's the question.
I can draw a lot of things. Yeah, we have an artist on this team, so if you think about leaving us a bad review, just remember Dalia can draw you pregnant, and so
impreg viewers.
They can draw you pregnant, and Freddy Fazbear is the father.
Hor. Vanessa, I'm in the fucking Epstein files. Bro, oh my god, when he was talking about Vanessa and his story, I kept hearing Vanessa.
Yeah.
Vanessa, I'm a material girl. Well, those were some creepy stories, hon. Especially that second one. That was, I didn't care for it.
Short,
too much.
but not sweet. Also
short, but not short and not sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
just short, actually.
Just short. And pretty.
Speaking of short, B, what's your story today?
Go fuck yourself.
What'd you say?
Go fuck yourself.
I thought you said something else.
Oh.
I don't even want to know.
Anyways.
I see.
I wouldn't go that far. Anyways, I was digging around Reddit again.
Digging around your butt, twin.
You know what? I'm gonna dig in your butt, twin.
Don't do that. I don't recommend
Don't say that on a podcast where you very notably have a scat fetish.
Yeah. And his wife is right here.
And what are you gonna do about it? I'm gonna dig in your butt too.
I'll dig in everybody's butt.
Anyway, it's funny we talk about our HR situation we got going on over here.
Did you say HR situation?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
HR situation.
Okay.
Same subreddit as last time or the time before. I don't know, where it's which funniest go-to story that is most requested by your friends.
Sure.
I have titled this story Sensitivity Training.
Oh no.
Great. Love that.
Because we're talking about buttholes.
B, I swear to God, if there's more poop in this story.
It's not a poop story, I promise. It's not a poop story. It's not a fart story.
You didn't deny the butthole.
You didn't deny butthole story.
You didn't deny butthole.
Well,
B, you have to understand how this looks.
just listen to the story. For my 21st birthday, I was working in Toronto for a few months to open a new facility. Even though I could drink just by crossing into the border into Canada, my friends wanted to do something for my birthday. My company was pretty cool at the time before the economy hit the shitter, and they had to tighten things up more. So, my company flew a few of my coworkers who were also my friends to Toronto for the week. They helped me do opening training during the day, and we would party every night the whole week. When it came to my birthday, I told them I wanted to go to as many gay bars in one night as possible. So we headed to Church Street and proceeded to get smashed. I don't remember all the bars, but we were doing all sorts of shots bought by awesome Canadians because they're the nicest people ever, duh. The last bar we went to was a little bit further out than the other bars. There was a sign on the door essentially saying that you agreed to be videotaped by entering the premises. I just kind of thought it was a security/surveillance camera kind of notice. There was a drag queen doing a stand-up routine with about 6 guys standing in their underwear behind her. So there I am, completely hammered with my coworkers, one of whom was my HR manager. Apparently, I was being too loud while the drag queen was doing her stand-up routine and called me up out of the audience on stage to tell me I was being too loud. I explained that I was celebrating my 21st and visiting from the States. She said that she had a present for me. Hold on, I lost where I was.
You're right there.
She said she had a present for me and closed my eyes and lifted up my arms. I complied, and with 5 seconds, the 6 guys standing behind her had stripped me bare-ass naked on stage in front of a huge bar full of people, including my coworkers and HR manager. She said she would give me free drinks if I participated in naked wrestling with the 6 other guys, who were pretty hot, so I agreed. So I naked wrestled
in front of a crowd for about 30 minutes before they dismissed me back to the audience and the quote-unquote professionals proceeded to fuck each other on stage. I put my clothes back on. My friends / co-workers dragged me out to the car. Some thought it was hilarious, others were clearly mortified, but no one really said anything on the way back. I passed out on the ride back to our hotel. The next morning, I was afraid I was going to get fired. No one ever said a word about that night except my best friend, who came out to me as bi. Turns out this bar had a website and sold videos of such events online. So for a couple of years, I was afraid of other people finding out about it. Luckily, it seems the site doesn't exist anymore, so I'm more open about telling the story. I had a lot of crazy times in Toronto, including the one time I passed out on the street during Pride dressed in rainbows and white hot pants. I didn't wake up until the next morning at about 10 a.m. splayed across the steps as a bank of customers and employees were walking around me and my stuff that was strewn about. TLDR, celebrated my 21st birthday in Toronto, wrestled naked on stage in front of my coworkers.
What kind of outing is this?
Sounds like a good time.
I can't imagine going to something like this with people from my work. That would be insane.
Yeah. Right. Even if it is like my friends that I work with.
Even if.
That's
a bit much. Also,
there are friends that I can be naked around, and then there's friends that I don't think I should be naked around.
Sure.
That matters too. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Also, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like the question of, hey, if you naked wrestle with these guys for blah, 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 should have come up before being stripped down, maybe.
His fault for being too loud during her damn show.
I don't know if that equates. I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know if that equates. I don't know. I don't know.
You think he got a boner when he was wrestling?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Part of me feels a bit icky about it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a thing.
I'm sure it's a thing. I'm sure there's a lot of context I'm missing, but from what I'm hearing, if it were me, I'm dragged on stage and stripped down. That feels very assaulty.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't feel right.
Like you should have to sign something.
It does feel like you should have to sign something, and like, but again, maybe they did. We don't know. But from just what I'm hearing, or like how that sounds. But he couldn't
consent because of how intoxicated he was.
True.
That's
You're
true.
right.
Yeah, he was pretty wasted. Mm-hmm.
Name your funniest story is in fact just a cry for help. Like, damn. Okay. Sure, I guess, but I don't know.
The picture that I have is not of this bar. I don't know what bar they were at.
I thought you were about to say it's not of this world.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's another thing that feels weird, is that, like, you bring someone up there without their consent, do this, and apparently they sell videos of things happening, and that's not something that they had to sign off beforehand. That's not okay.
I imagine that at this time, because this was posted years ago, I imagine at this time it was a popular thing that this bar did, so it was probably known that that's what they did if you were a regular.
And yet, if it was, that was a weird workouting choice for sure.
Yeah. But I didn't want to go digging to find out what bar that was.
Right.
This is just a really nice entrance that I liked at one of the Church Street bars in Toronto.
Coolio. Yeah. Garage. Resto bar.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Very nice.
Chicken Man lurking in our messages still.
Yeah.
Can't go into the messages without seeing "you may smack it once." You may spank it once. It's much funnier if you go to social media and see what picture was posted.
Yeah.
Like, second to last one with the black scary border. You'll see it. Well, B, do you want to do our post-show rigmarole?
Sure.
I don't think you have yet.
No, I haven't. My mind went blank. Hold, please.
It's okay. And then Dalia, after that,
up.
you can give our out.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
You're okay.
We are plastered all over social media: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky, but not Twitter because
fuck Twitter. Mm-hmm. Have we been forgetting to mention TikTok? I know I have been forgetting to mention TikTok.
I mentioned it the first time. I think I mentioned it both times. I didn't forget.
I forgot. We're on TikTok.
We're on all social medias pretty much at this point. You can find us anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. Obviously, you're listening to us right now, wherever that may be. But that also includes places like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that good stuff. Feel free to leave us a rate, a review, a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If you have your own story that you'd like to share with us, please send it to TPIBOTE, TPIBOTE @outlook.com. If it's a true paranormal story you'd like to share with us, please put it for Dalia in the subject bar, DALIA, no H. And if it is a true wholesome or funny story, put for B in there, BEE, like the insect.
Insect.
I think that's about it.
All right.
With that being said,
take it away. Yeah.
Thanks for giving us a listen, and as always, this podcast was based on true events.